We are still months away from the midterm elections, with both parties already battling over who will control Congress come next year. A new report from the New York Times predicts that the government will remain divided after the November elections. Right now, Democrats hold a slim majority in the Senate. Republicans would need to pick up at least 6 seats to take control there. But the New York Times predicts Democrats will narrowly keep the Senate, although lose some seats in the process. Meanwhile, Republicans control the House, and the Times believes the GOP will maintain control there. Another vacancy opening up just today after Florida Congressman Trey Radle's spokesman says he will resign after having pled guilty to drug possession charges. Let's bring in Bret Baier, the anchor of Special Reports. So the Times is projecting, admittedly, we're a long way away from November, but the Times is projecting that things are going to stay as they are now, with the House in Republican control, the Senate in Democratic control, and, of course, Mr. Obama in the White House for 2 more years. Both parties are working overtime to try to change that configuration, Bret.
Yeah, 2 of those predictions, I think, are pretty concrete in that House Republicans are expected to retain control of the House. It's not in any of the projections you look at across the board believe that the Republicans will lose control of the House, just because so many of these different areas are strong for incumbents, and there probably will be a handful of seats that change hands in the House, either Democrat or Republican, but not control. The president obviously has another 2 years after November, but the U.S. Senate is still up for grabs. And a lot of people here in Washington believe that 6 Senate seats, if the Republicans don't change their roadmap or something big doesn't happen between now and November, are possible. Just looking at the polling in each one of these states, it's very possible that Republicans could pick up those 6 seats and take control of the U.S. Senate.
Yeah, there are 7 seats Democrats are defending or losing members, that is, retiring. 7 states that Mitt Romney won the last time around, right?
Yeah, and that's put the pressure on these red state Democrats. Mayor Landrieu in Louisiana, Mark Pryor in Arkansas, Mark Begich in Alaska. There are a number of them that are in this position. They're defending the president's health care law. They're defending a lot of the administration policies that maybe don't track with those specific states and how they line up in the polls. So those are tough races for those Democrats, and races that the Republicans are kind of licking their chops over.
Yeah, and they all would have voted for Obamacare, obviously, in the Senate. Is that going to be the issue come November?
For Republicans right now, that seems like their refrain. Obamacare, Obamacare, Obamacare. It seems like it is going to be something they continue to hit. They think that it is fertile ground for them. It'll be interesting to see how much the president talks about his health care law, what they described as the signature legislative achievement for this White House, in the State of the Union address tomorrow night. Just on the early list of guests in the First Lady's box there in the chamber, there's not one yet who we've seen touting the health care law or the success of the health care law, and that stands out.
Also, fascinating report about Hillary Clinton's prospects in Iowa. There's been a huge groundswell of support. Former Obama campaign workers and others have been pushing for a presidential run for Hillary Clinton. In fact, they're already organizing for the Iowa caucuses. She came in 3rd in Iowa back in 2008. The super PAC Ready for Hillary already pushing for her to win Iowa next time. Is that an inevitable, a Clinton candidacy, I guess? Is that inevitable now?
Well, more and more people you talk to in the Clinton circle believe that she is going to run. Definitively. Obviously, publicly, she has not said that, and there's no indication that that's going to come anytime soon. But you're right that this effort on the ground in Iowa is pretty unprecedented. If you talk to people there, how organized it is. And you have the Priorities for Action, the group that was with Obama when he was running, and supporting them with media campaign and social media. That has now aligned itself with Hillary Clinton ahead of any announcement that candidacy is imminent. So I think there will be a machine in place should she choose to run.
Yeah, so the president's former campaign apparatus is supporting Hillary Clinton. What does that say to Joe Biden?
It says he might have a tough road ahead if he chooses to get in this race.
Interesting. Brett Baer, thank you. You can catch Brett tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. All of today's political news on Special Report. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, John.